All right. Shalom Aleichem. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Recha, Kodash. All right. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone, Ruel. And I want to give all peace, greetings, and salutations to all the Legakim, that's pushing his word in truth and sincerity, throughout the four corners of the earth, and the brothers that's not wavering in the faith, being diligent in truth. I say shalom to you, brothers, and I say shalom, to the few sisters that believe in all meekness and humbleness. I say shalom. I'm your brother Zakaria from GMS Miami Camp, and Lord willing, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Recha, Kodash, Adawan Ratazah, that means Lord willing. So Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect of the nation Israel, And my lesson today, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Recha, Kodash. I was going to basically on how the Lord is visiting the earth, which he made as according to the scriptures, man. The Lord is judging the earth. You got flooding going on, here in America, over in there in Texas. You got wildfires, going out throughout the earth. All right, heat waves. All right, because this is the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, judging the earth. All right, so let's get this precept. I'm gonna just roll through the spirit, Lord, when it's edifying to the elect. This is the book of 2nd Ezra. And the Lord told us to watch as well as pray, man. All right, watch the prophecies that's happening. All right, that's written in the scriptures. This book of 2nd Ezra chapter 9 verse 1, it says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And how do you measure the time? You see what's going on around the world and you link it up with prophecies, man. You link it up with the scriptures, man. You see what's going on in your alternative media networks like Russia Today or RT News. All right, you got Sky News. You got You got Reuters. All right, all type of different press TV. You got all different type of alternative media, Al Jazeera and things like that let you know what's going on around the earth, and especially in their areas. Russia, RT goes let you know what's going on in Russia. Press TV is like for Iranian news. All right, Al Jazeera, they got over there in the so-called Middle East. All right, you got BBC News, the British broadcasting channel. What's going on there in the UK and things like that. All right, so that's how you measure the time, and you link it up with the prophecies, what the Lord said. He said, it's like 2nd Ezra 9 and verse 1, it says, he answered me then. And there's other different media groups, news. You got X, Twitter, or so-called, formerly known as Twitter, which X. You got IG, which there's a lot of folly on there, but you can find like different news channels also, man. All right, on YouTube. Then you got BitChute, you got what else you got? You got Rumble, all right, Odyssey, those different type of things that's not holding back, because you post certain things on YouTube, they'll take it down. All right, they'll take it down, saying it breaks the guidelines or something like that, man. It breaks the YouTube. YouTube, they'll delete your pictures, or they'll delete your videos. So if you put up things that they believe that's offensive, which and other networks and other platforms, they'll keep it up there. So YouTube is compromise. It's but it's still information on there. But it's let me go back to the scriptures. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 verse 1, it says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before. Verse 2, then shalt thou understand it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. All right, so the Lord is going to visit the world. All right, let's get this. All right, let me get this real quick. The Texas flooding. And then we're going to bring out a precept, the Isaiah. I just put in Texas flood. This is on like every major news channel. Also, the floodings that's going on. All right, it says, Texas embraced for more rain as death tolls mount to at least 82. It's like 82 people with dozens of missing. All right. And you had girls. You had these girls at this church. All right. They're missing. All right. You got Florida sending rescues team to Texas. All right. So the Lord is judging. All right, the Lord, and that was a Christian camp. All right, for girls, showing the Lord ain't dealing with Christianity. Where was your God? All right. So the death toll is 82 and rising. Yep. All right, and then there was wildfires also. Let me get this real quick. Wildfire death toll. Need that news. It was from 4 days ago. It says heat waves across Europe leaves 8 dead as early summer temperature hit records. So the heat wave, left 4 people dead over there in Europe, man. All right, Turkey. There's a wildfire. See, this one, Al Jazeera right here. Turkey, Marzu, Izmir, whatever. In Syria, Latakia regions affected by wildfires, man. 3 have died in Turkey as blaze continue to rage in southern Providence, which borders Syria. So you got these wars going on. You got floodings. All right, you got wildfires. All right, that's killing people. You had heat waves. You even had heat waves in New York a couple days ago, maybe like last week. Let's see, heat wave. Heat waves. All right. It says students, this is from Reuters. See, Reuters be having a lot of information too. It says Reuters shelter in Liberia's as heat waves hits eastern China, man. So you got heat waves. And the scriptures talk about the Lord going to turn the vows upon the sun and he's going to scorch men. All right. It says, this from The Guardian. Low water levels push up shipping costs on Europe's river amid heat waves. All right. Wildfires erupt across Mediterranean as heat waves worsen. All right. It's from Al Jazeera. See, Al Jazeera be having news too. But let me get this. I'm going to go back to these articles. Let me bring out the precepts real quick. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 29. Because scripture says what? This is going to be the very same time when the Lord, the highest, will begin to visit the world which he made. So this is the book of Isaiah chapter 29 verse 6. It says, thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts, meaning the Lord of armies, with thunder and with earthquake. It's like in great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire, man. So this is how the Lord is visiting the earth, man. Storms, earthquake, tempest, which we coming into hurricane season. You look at this word tempest. It's like it. All right, my bad. This is Isaiah 29 in verse, that word tempest, all right? You go down. Strong's definition says hurricane right here. Hurricane, storm, tempest, whirlwind. So hurricanes, and the Lord's about to send more flooding, man. All right, this is the book of Isaiah chapter 28 in verse 2. It says, behold, the Lord have a mighty and strong one, which the Lord sends his angels to do this judgment. It says, which as a tempest of hell in a destroying storm, as floods of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand. So what? You got the flood of mighty waters. You got the destroying storm. All right. This is what the Lord bringing. The flaming fire. All right. This is the Lord visiting the earth. All right. Earthquakes. These niggas. All right. It says, this is from Al Jazeera. It says, wildfires erupts across Mediterranean as heat waves worsen. Blaze break out in France, Greece, Turkey, and Syria, with it says with several other nations on high alert amid warnings of scorching weather. All right. It says countries across the Mediterranean are battling fast-spreading wildfires and soaring temperatures as heat waves sweeps through southern Europe and parts of the Middle East, prompting evacuations and emergency alerts. All right, so what the Lord has got flooding on one side, you got heat waves and wildfires on another side. All right, that's the judgment of Yahweh Shema Shah. But I was gonna get this heat wave that happened over there in New York a couple weeks, maybe like 2 weeks, maybe like a week ago. Yeah, like 2 weeks. It says, let's get this from New York Post. It says heat waves to roast NYC with record-setting temps up to 120 degrees. All right, and I went to New York, you know, Thawadi Yahweh Shema Shai. Me and the brother Samad went to New York probably like May, March, April, May, June, July. So like 2 months, probably like 2 months ago. And it was cold. All right, well, it was cold for us. All right, well, for me. All right, I had to wear like a hoodie. But now they got temperatures at 100, 2 months later, the 100-degree temperatures. All right, that's the Lord, man. All right, scorching. All right, let's get this. Sun, vile. This is the book of Revelation chapter 16 and verse 8. And the fourth angel poured out his vial upon the sun, and power was given unto him to scourge men with fire. All right. So what? It's going down, man. All right. All right. See what else? Earthquakes. Earthquakes happen every day. Let's see how many earthquakes happen. Earthquake today. All right. July, what today is? All right, today is the 7th. July 7th. All right. So they had one in New Zealand. New Zealand. All right, yesterday you had one in Tonga. Yesterday you had one in Japan. Let's go this right here. New Zealand. What today is? Yep. You got one in New Mexico, Taiwan. These are all today. U.S. Virgin Islands, Indonesia, Alaska, all today. Cali. All right, you got one in India, Carsrum Bridge. You got one another in Cali, Greece. So Greece got the wildfires and the fucking earthquakes. Cali, India, Indonesia, Japan, Hawaii. Well, that was yesterday. Hawaii, Nevada, Costa Rica. That was all yesterday. All right, Chile, Guadalupe. All right, Japan, China. All right, so this is the Lord visiting the earth, man. All right, with earthquakes, the flame of devouring fire, floods, heat. You know, this is the Lord judging the earth, man. You know, so there's just a quick lesson, current event update. The Lord is judging these people. All right. So Lord, one in this lesson was edifying to the elect. It's like it to the elect of Israel. And I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechak, Wadash. All right, I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone with Rubo. And I want to give up peace, greetings, and salutations to all the Nagakim. You know, that's pushing his word in truth and sincerity. Hey, Shalom, Akim, keep pushing, keep it doing. Shalom.